This is G7E, and this topic has to do with reading and interpreting. And we're going to look at diagrams, graphs, text, symbols, language, and conventions of mathematics. So this is all about understanding the symbols and way to communicate, especially in geometry. So starting off with diagrams. So I put a picture of a triangle here, and in this triangle you see the general shape, but then also we have markings and we have labels on there. And to take this even further, we could have names for the points. So maybe this seems easy, maybe not, but there's a lot of symbols and markings and things like that, like what does this and this mark right here mean? That means that this side and this side are congruent, they're the same length. And then what is the numbers? Well, that's the units long that each of these sides are. And then and from this diagram, you should be able to say some things about this triangle, like the name, like how it's not just any triangle, it's isosceles, so on and so forth. Over here on the right hand side, we have a lot of things in graphs. There are two standards specifically that mention using a coordinate grid. Maybe we're talking about parallel lines like these two, and what do the symbols look like for that, and being able to read that or work with the graphs, being able to name the lines and actually make a statement, like if this is line A and this is line B, then that means you would say line A is parallel to line B. All those things are about diagrams and graphs. We can go even further because there's a lot of symbols that are used that you absolutely have to know. For instance, this we might call line segment AB, and the symbol for that is right here, as opposed to if I were to put some arrows on the end of this. Now all of a sudden that becomes line AB, and see how the symbol for a line is different from a line segment. And then we could go a step further and we could just erase that arrow on there. Now all of a sudden this becomes a ray, and this would be called ray A B. So this is all about all the different symbols and naming things. We have symbols for angles. We have symbols for if two lines are parallel, like this. We have symbols for if two segments are congruent. We have symbols for equal. We have symbols for congruent. We have a ton of symbols. There's actually a link on the homepage of the app that leads to a link that has a page that has all of the different symbols that the state of Washington recommends you know. Just last quick comment about language. There's some very specific terms and words really matter. I'll give you an example. The word congruent refers to things, whereas equals refers to numbers. So you could say like a triangle is congruent to another triangle. They're things, but 6 is equal to 6. They're numbers. Numbers are equal, things are congruent. Other examples are like parallel versus perpendicular. You have to know the definition of those. Parallel is like so, perpendicular forms a 90-degree angle. Just in general, in geometry, the definitions are a big deal. And whatever course you're studying geometry in, make sure that you're covering all your bases with definitions, and both how to write them and that you know them. And part of the app there is a whole list of all the definitions of words and vocabulary that you should know. So please check that out as well.